On the final weekend of the regular season, we start in Stillwater. The task was clear for the Cowboys. Win and you play for a Big 12 title against Texas. It was anything but easy. A rally from 18 down to beat BYU 40-34 in double overtime. The first half was miserable.
No, it was worse.
It was just like the weather for the most part. Second straight game, Alan Bowman threw a pick six. Miscommunication with the receiver, Jaden Bray, negating all the early momentum. And BYU was taking chances and making them pay off, catching the Cowboys on this fake punt on the way to that 24-6 halftime advantage. OSU vacating the middle of the field on that play. The Cowboys were a different team in the second half, specifically Kendall Daniels in the defense. Daniels playing with speed and physicality. The quick 3-and-out allowing the offense to get going early in the third. 4 of BYU's first 6 possessions in the second half were 3-and-outs. Receiver Rashad Owens backed up his locker room speech at halftime with results on the field. He and Leon Johnson, who had 9 catches for 132, keeping BYU's defense from loading the box as much to stop Ollie Gordon. And at crunch time, OSU delivered key plays again. The 4th-and-2 pass here to Jaden Nixon. He's not very big, but his physicality to get first down was huge. That somewhat methodical drive ending with Ollie Gordon's 15-yard score to put OSU in front. 11 plays, 80 yards, 4.5 minutes. Blocked extra point with 53 seconds left, allowing the Cougars to force OT with a field goal. And then finally the response in both overtimes, answering BYU's go-ahead with 2 Gordon TD runs. The vision and athleticism here, and look out, Brennan Presley. And let's give credit to Trey Rucker's playmaking ability. The interception last week to flip the game in Houston, and then the game-ending forced fumble or interception, whatever it was, in recovery on Saturday. Afterward, Mike Gundy on what he shared with his team in the locker room.
Just think where we were at the end of September. And the reason I told them that was because it's important as we develop and train young men, they understand there'll be things in life that don't work to their favor. And it's amazing what a group of young men and a team can accomplish if they're willing to ignore the outside circumstances, go to work and grind. Just put your head down and grind.
Mike's winning experience and calm demeanor were mandatory. I think they were huge.
Report card time. Offense is a B, 503 total yards, 2 turnovers. Ollie Gordon, 166, and that Barry Sanders record-tying 5 rushing touchdowns. Defense, B, held the Cougars to 10 points and only 124 yards in the second half and overtime. Special teams is a C-. They allowed the fake punt, the block extra point. Those were almost too costly. And overall, it's an A- because they didn't panic. They made corrections and earned a trip to Arlington, even though it wasn't pretty, Dusty.
It was incredible, man. Resiliency, adjustments, the ability to weather the storm. Emblematic of this entire season was what we saw on Saturday night in Stillwater from this Oklahoma State Cowboys. And look, it was downright ugly in the first half of this ball game. As John touched on and documented, here's the opening touchdown for BYU. They had it going offensively. They clearly had it going defensively with a pick six. And this was a big stop that they had, set up a short field. But ultimately, they score a touchdown after they get this 4th down stop. And it was all BYU, but coming out of the second half, it was all Oklahoma State. I thought this opening possession set the tone of the entire second half of this game. They had juice, they had energy. You touched on Kendall Daniels. It was also Nicholas Martin flying around and having that energy. And after they get that stop, they march right down and they punch it in. One of 5 touchdowns for the great Ollie Gordon. And speaking of great, he wasn't great all night. Downright, Alan Bowman was bad at times. But this final go-ahead drive, he was 5 of 6 and made plays when he absolutely had to. Again, emblematic of who this Cowboys team is. Just find a way when you have to. That's what Alan Bowman did in the clutch on Saturday night. And Ollie Gordon, how about this run to cap off this football game? Making guys miss, going up and over through defenders. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show you the Trey Rucker takeaway one more time, because that's what this was. There's giveaways and takeaways, and this was a takeaway by Trey Rucker. Just wanted it more and refused to lose and rip that football out. Nothing has been given to this Cowboys team. They've taken everything that they've gotten this year, and now they're going to play for a Big 12 title. It's
playmakers when it had to happen.
Incredible, incredible season for the Cowboys.
They just did it, yeah.